everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be diving deep into AI and the future of work.
Sounds good.
And we have some fascinating research here from the PwC 2024 AI Jobs Barometer report.
Okay.
They've analyzed just a crazy amount of data.
Bro.
We're talking like 500 million job ads.
Wow.
To try to understand how AI is impacting jobs around the world.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting about this report is that it's not speculation. It's really hard evidence from the real world about how AI is already impacting jobs.
Yeah, and get this. Some of the findings suggest there could be a productivity revolution on the horizon, and maybe even the rise of completely new jobs that we haven't even thought of yet.
Right.
Pretty exciting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it also begs the question, how is AI going to impact your job? And that's what we're here to explore today.
And, you know, you might be thinking AI, this is a very recent thing, you know, with ChatGPT and everything. But the reality is that AI's influence on the job market has been growing steadily since like 2016.
Really?
It's been quietly transforming the way we work for a while.
So it's going to kind of working behind the scenes. But how widespread is this impact really? Is this something that everyone needs to be thinking about? Or just the tech industry?
That's a good question. And the report addresses this head on. So while there are definitely AI specialist jobs that need certain skills, there's a much broader category, which is AI exposed jobs.
Okay.
So these are jobs where AI tools are becoming integrated into everyday tasks, even if the worker themselves isn't an AI specialist.
Right.
So think about financial analysts that are using AI-powered tools to look at market trends, or marketing managers that are using AI for targeted advertising campaigns. So it's impacting a lot more occupations than you might initially think.
So AI isn't just about, building the tech, it's about using it in all sorts of fields.
Exactly.
Makes sense. So where are we seeing this AI penetration happening the fastest?
Yeah. Well, as you might expect, it's knowledge work sectors that are really leading the charge. So areas like financial services, IT, professional services, where, data analysis and automation are already heavily used, are seeing the most rapid integration of AI.
Yeah, it makes sense that, industries that rely on data are kind of embracing AI the quickest. What about those AI specialists, though? The ones that can actually, build and manage these systems. Are those skills in high demand?
Oh, absolutely. The report shows that. AI specialists are getting a big wage premium, up to 25% higher in some markets, compared to those without AI expertise.
Wow.
So if you're thinking about upskilling, specializing in AI, could lead to a hefty pay bump.
For sure.
For example, sales managers in the U.S. with AI skills are earning a whopping 43% more than their counterparts without AI knowledge.
43% increase. That's a pretty strong incentive to learn some AI skills.
Yeah.
But it's not just about, individual salaries, is it? I imagine there's a broader economic impact as well.
Yeah, for sure. It goes way beyond individual earnings.
Yeah.
One of the really exciting findings in the report is the link between AI exposure and labor productivity sectors with higher AI adoption are seeing almost 5 times faster productivity growth compared to those lagging behind.
5 times faster. Now, that's what I call a productivity revolution. But I'm sure some people are a little worried that AI might lead to job losses. What does the report say about that?
That's definitely a valid concern, and one that the report addresses. It's true that AI is likely to slow down job growth in some sectors, but the research also shows that it's actually helping to address labor shortages, particularly in those AI-exposed occupations. So in a way, AI is stepping in to fill the gaps where there aren't enough workers.
So it's not necessarily replacing jobs altogether. It's more like changing the nature of work and the skills you need to succeed. So what kinds of skills are we talking about here?
Well, the report highlights that the skills required for AI-exposed occupations are changing 25% faster than in other roles.
25% faster. That's a pretty rapid pace of change. So can you give us some examples of the specific skills that are in high demand and maybe some that are becoming less relevant because of AI?
Yeah, you might be surprised. Some of these are a little unexpected. So some of the fastest growing skills include things like yoga instructors.
Really?
Yeah. And even professionals in dam construction are seeing increased demand. And of course, AI and machine learning expertise are booming. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Some of the skills that are declining.
Okay, in all years.
We're seeing a decrease in demand for things like JavaScript coding and regression analysis. Why is that? Because AI is becoming increasingly capable of handling those tasks. For instance, AI inference, which is essentially AI's ability to draw conclusions from data, is rapidly advancing, making certain coding skills less essential.
So even if you're not working directly in AI development, these changes in skills are something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what's the takeaway here?
Yeah.
For the average person who's trying to navigate this new world of work.
Well, if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the message is clear. Embrace AI, experiment with it, find ways to integrate it into your workflow, and most importantly, be adaptable. This isn't about fearing AI. It's about understanding its potential and leveraging it to your advantage.
I like that. Seeing AI as a tool rather than a threat. But realistically, how can people embrace AI if they're not already working in like a tech-heavy field?
You know, there are plenty of free, publicly available AI tools that can help you get started. ChatGPT is a great example. You can use it to explore different AI capabilities, learn about its potential applications, and even experiment with how it might enhance your current role.
So don't be afraid to just kind of dive in and get your hands dirty with AI. It sounds like the key to success in this AI-driven world is to be a lifelong learner, constantly adapting, evolving your skills.
Exactly. The world of work is changing, and those who embrace change and adapt to new technologies are the ones who are going to thrive.
Well said. And this brings us to kind of crucial question. What specific steps can companies, workers, and policymakers take to ensure a smooth and equitable transition into this AI-powered future? That's what we'll be exploring next.
Let's dive into those recommendations after a quick break. Stay with us.
All right, so let's unpack some of those recommendations from the report.
Okay.
Starting with businesses, what can they do to get ready for this AI-driven future?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about automating tasks that already exist. It's about thinking bigger, right? Using AI to totally reinvent how they operate and create value.
They need to be the disruptors, not the disrupted.
Yeah.
And a really important part of that is building trust and confidence around AI within the organization.
Yeah, if employees are scared of AI taking their jobs, they're not going to be very enthusiastic about embracing it.
Exactly.
So it's all about showing your workforce how AI can actually empower them to do their jobs better, maybe even free them up to focus on more creative tasks and strategic tasks. You got it. And obviously, companies have a responsibility to provide the training and the support to help their employees adapt to these new technologies.
Right.
Upskilling and reskilling are going to be essential for everyone. And the report also stresses the importance of hiring based on skills rather than traditional qualifications.
So you're saying in an AI-driven world, the ability to learn and adapt quickly is more valuable than having a specific degree or some cast job type.
Exactly. Companies should be looking for people with the right aptitude and a willingness to learn new technologies and ways of working. It's about potential, not just a piece of paper.
I like that. Levels the playing field a bit.
Yeah.
What about us as workers, though? What can we do to stay ahead of the game in this rapidly changing environment?
Well, the report's message to workers is clear. Embrace AI. Don't be afraid of it. Experiment with it. Find ways to integrate it into how you work and see how it can make you more effective and efficient.
So don't wait for your company to hand you an AI tool. Go out there and find one yourself and start exploring. What are some good starting points?
Well, there are a ton of publicly available AI tools out there. Think of ChatGPT as your gateway to AI. You can use it to learn about AI's capabilities and test out how AI might improve your current role.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to kind of dip your toes in the water. The report also mentions building skills that complement AI or are difficult for AI to copy. Like, what are some examples of those? Uniquely human skills.
Think critical thinking, creativity, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, all those skills that are really hard to automate. Those are going to be the ones that are even more valuable as AI starts taking over the more routine tasks.
So in a way, AI is pushing us to be more human, to focus more on the things that machines just can't do.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. Now, it's important to remember that this transition to an AI-driven world won't be easy for everyone.
Fair.
Some workers might need more training, and some might even need to switch to completely different jobs.
So that's where policymakers come in, right? It's their job to kind of help workers through this change and make sure that the benefits of AI are shared by everyone.
Absolutely. The report urges policymakers to provide strong support for training programs. It also highlights the need for safety nets for workers who are displaced by these AI-driven changes.
Yeah, we need to make sure that everyone benefits
Yeah,
from this technological revolution, not just a select few.
right.
The report also talks about the need to reshape education to prepare future generations
Yeah.
for an AI-driven world.
Exactly. And it's not just about teaching kids how to code. It's about giving them the critical thinking skills, adaptability, and problem-solving skills that they'll need to thrive in a world where AI is constantly evolving.
Yeah, so preparing for the future of work starts in the classroom. It sounds like we need to make some big changes to how we approach education.
For sure.
What about leadership, though? What does good leadership look like in the age of AI?
That's another important point
Yeah.
that the report addresses. The AI age requires a new kind of leader, one that embraces big changes, is comfortable with experimenting, and is always looking for ways that AI can best improve human abilities.
So we need leaders who aren't afraid of a little uncertainty and are willing to try new things, always looking for ways to empower their workforce with AI.
Exactly. Leaders who see AI as a tool to unlock human potential, not replace it. They need to be able to paint a clear vision of the future where AI and humans work together to achieve common goals.
So it sounds like to succeed in the AI era,
Yeah.
you need a combo of technological know-how,
Yeah.
human ingenuity, and just a willingness to embrace change at all levels, from individual workers to company leaders and policymakers.
You nailed it. We're at a turning point on the edge of a truly transformative time. The decisions we make today, we're going to determine whether AI becomes a force for good or just makes existing inequalities worse.
Heavy stuff. So what does all this mean for you, our listener?
Yeah.
We've talked about the big impact of AI, but how can you personally prepare for this AI-powered future?
Well, it's time to get curious, get informed, and get proactive.
Okay.
Start playing around with AI tools, figure out what skills you need to develop, and think critically about how you can use AI to boost your own career.
Don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. Embrace change. Stay adaptable. And remember, this is a chance to not just survive, but to really thrive in a world that's being reshaped by AI.
And you're not alone in this. We're all figuring this out together by sharing what we know, working together, and being open to lifelong learning. We can use AI's power for good and create a future of work that works for everyone.
Well said. That about wraps up our discussion of the key findings and recommendations from the PwC AI Jobs Barometer report. We've explored how AI is changing, the skills we need, the roles of businesses and policymakers, and even what it takes to be a good leader in the age of AI.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. We've covered a lot. But this is really just the beginning. AI is evolving so fast, and the world of work will keep changing in ways that we can't even predict right now.
That's both exciting and a little scary. But I think the main message here is one of cautious optimism. Getting used to an AI-driven world is going to take work and being open to new challenges. For those who are willing to do that, the possibilities are huge.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with one last thought-provoking question.
So we've talked a lot about these big changes that AI is bringing to jobs. But let's think about this. Like in terms of you, like think about what you want to do, like your dream job, even the skills you're learning now. How do you see AI fitting into that 5, 10 years down the line?
It's a good question.
Is it a tool that's going to help you get to your goals quicker? Or does it kind of make you rethink what those goals even should be?
That's the challenge, isn't it? We've got this big force changing how things work, and we're all trying to figure out what our next move is. I think the good news here is you're not alone in this. This report gives us some real data, not just hype.
Yeah, and you know, it's not all doom and gloom, like some of those headlines make it seem like we're not all going to be replaced by robots tomorrow, you know?
Right.
But we do have to be smart about how we adapt.
Absolutely. This report really shows us the AI isn't about replacing us. It's about helping us do more.
Yeah.
Think about it. Imagine if AI took care of all that boring data entry stuff you'd be free to focus on. More strategic, creative work.
Right.
What new opportunities could that open up for you?
That's a good point. So it's about working with AI, not against it.
Yeah.
And that means we need to develop those skills that AI can't copy.
Right.
Like you said, critical thinking,
Right.
creativity, emotional intelligence, being able to connect the dots.
Exactly. And remember, we're all on this journey together. By embracing lifelong learning, staying curious, being open to new things, we can really use AI to make work not just more productive, but more fulfilling too.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, into the future of work and AI, we want to leave you with a sense of
Yeah.
possibility, not panic. The world is
That's
changing.
sure.
Yeah. But that change comes with incredible opportunities for those who are ready to adapt.
Exactly. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world of AI. Who knows? Maybe you'll even be one of the people shaping the future of work that we haven't even imagined yet.
On that note, we'll say goodbye for today. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.